Hey guys, Sharp and Tasty here, and today we are going to be making some delicious pan-fried steaks so that later in the week I can have some for lunch. So all you're going to need for this recipe is some steaks. Mine are super thin. It's alright, it'll change the cooking time. You're going to need some corn oil, pepper, sage, salt, butter, chopped onions. I'm going to put, annotate that, put a link to it in the video so you can see my tutorial on how to chop onions. And you're going to need a big old pan. You're going to want your pan a little bit larger than your steaks. Like, you don't want it to be crowded because we're going to be basting the steaks while they're cooking. So that's all you need. Get that out, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright guys, so get your pan on the stove on about medium to high heat so it can start warming up. And while that's going, we're going to season the steaks so we can be ready to put them in the pan. So just salt, however much you like. Pepper. I like a little more pepper. Then we're going to put some sage. The sage I have is kind of bigger clumps, so you can just spread it out however much you want. You don't need much, it's fairly strong. So spread that around both steaks. We're going to do both sides, so account for that, so don't use too much. Alright, now we're going to flip them over. Do the same thing. I'm kind of trying to keep my fingers out so I don't get too much raw meat stuff on all my things, but you can always wipe them down later. And now we're going to put some sage on. Alright, these are all ready to go. Your pan should be getting to be hot, so let's move you over here. Now you're going to put some neutral, in my case, corn oil in. What I mean by neutral oil is it's not going to give any flavor to the steaks. Saffron, not saffron oil, you'll see it saffrola or things like that. Sunflower seed oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, all neutral oils. Olive oil is not a neutral oil, just so you know. So I'm going to kind of spread this out so we can heat this up. Once this starts to smoke a little bit, you can add a little more if you want. But once it starts to smoke a little bit, you're going to be ready to put your steaks in. Another way to tell if your pan's hot enough, and take a little piece of this onion here. Just gonna break off like a tiny little piece, maybe, yeah, just a little tiny piece. Throw that in. When you can see that that's bubbling, see, bubbling right there. You're ready to throw your steaks in. So I'm gonna leave it on about medium to high heat. Nice hot pan, you can feel the heat. I'm just gonna throw the steaks in. What's important remember when you do this, when you put the steaks down, lay them away from you. Because that way any oil splash is not going to splash on you. I have a little too much oil, not going to hurt anything. So my steaks are really thin, which means that they're going to cook a lot faster. They're actually going to cook really fast. Your steaks are going to take a little longer to cook, and that's okay. So as they're starting to cook, they should be getting a nice crisp on the outside. And let me get my tongs out here. Leave them for about, depending on the size of your steaks, maybe a minute or two, 45 seconds to get a nice caramelized little look on the outside. You can peek. You only want to turn them once. So if they're just turning kind of gray, turn up the heat. Hopefully the popping oil isn't blocking out my sound too much. But I'm kind of looking. You can see that the gray, the cooked part, is creeping up a little bit. So I'm going to flip them. You see this starting to get a nice good color there. And I'll put it on that side. Let them go for a little bit. There are better steaks to do this with. Mine are really thin. Let them keep going here. My oil's kind of going nuts, so I'm going to turn it on the heat a little bit. And at this point while they're cooking is when you're going to add the butter. I'm going to pop out a knife here. Don't need to add much, just a little bit. Maybe like, for my size steaks, maybe a little chunk of butter right there. Let that melt. Get out a spoon. Should have probably included the spoon in the beginning. Another spoon. Get our butter melting there. Move those to that side. We're going to move those to the far side of the pan. Butter going. You can see that the oil is kind of starting to turn a little darker. That's good. That's the juices from the meat coming out. Alright. more you move around the butter, it's gonna actually make it, what am I saying? Make it go faster, make it melt faster. Alright, so once your butter's done, you're gonna tilt the pan so all this kind of comes down to one side, and you're gonna spoon this over the steaks. This is gonna get a lot of the juice back into the steak, and it's also gonna give it a nice buttery flavor. And yeah, get that nice caramelized juice on it. So keep spooning it. I'm gonna flip mine one more time to get a nice little texture on them. So, oh, that looks nice. You can see that it's nice, kind of starting to caramelize up there. I should have left it longer on each side, but that's never cooked steaks this thin. I didn't really know what to do exactly. So, but now I was going to talk about how to tell if your steaks are done. You can do this if it's on the grill or anything. So what you're going to do, basically, if you take your hand right here, you press on the steak. How that feels, that's going to be rare right there. If it has the same kind of give. Right here is going to be medium rare or medium. So mine are still a little rare right now. And right here is well. And you know, you can go like in between. Like, so right here would be about medium well. And you can just kind of figure out how well your steaks are done right there. So I'm going to flip these one more time to get a good color on the other side. Nice smell coming up right now. You can smell that sage. It smells delicious. Now, I'm not going to want to put these on the same part of the cutting board as my raw meat, so I'm actually going to get it out of the plate so that I can just put this down. Right here. And again, keep feeling your steaks. Don't flip them too much. Mine are feeling good. Feeling about a medium to a, maybe like medium rare, maybe a little more rare than medium rare. But now, I'm going to move these to my plate. They're done. Nice color on those. They look delicious. You can see, nice, well cooked. You can see that nice browned sage and nice brown seasoning. I'm actually going to spoon a little bit of this up, this nice juice, and I'm going to pour it over. Get some of that more butter flavor. Nice, delicious on the steaks. Leave that there. Steaks are done. Now it's time for the garnish. Keep your pan hot. Throw the onions in. Just with this oil, with the steak juice and everything. Just throw them in. Now you'll just know these are done by how they look. They should turn like a little bit translucent, and those should start to change color. You're caramelizing the onions, so you can put them over our steaks and it'll taste delicious. So I'm gonna let those go. Let's cut open into this steak so you can see the color on it. This is a nice, say medium to well done steak. You can see it's brown. These are super thin, kind of more hard to cook. If you have a larger steak, it'll be much easier to cook, and you can get a nice pink inside. Really hard to cook a really thin steak, rare, but it is doable. I didn't do it. So I'm gonna let these go. You'll be able to know these are done by whether the color they are. When they start to loosen up and turn kind of translucent, then they're done. You can throw them on your steaks, and yeah, that is how you pan fry a steak and add some caramelized onions in the end. Add some oil and butter to however you want, and they should look delicious. And let's see, let's use this spoon here. That was a mighty good steak. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next recipe. Hopefully gonna do a Thanksgiving update here soon. So yeah, once your onions are done, throw them on your steaks. Make great sandwiches, make great just eating them normally. And stay sharp and tasty, guys. See ya.